Hey everybody, Chad Asleal here, host of Our Native Land Through Czech podcast. Okay, you may recognize next week's guest. Her name is Jodi Robson, and she was a finalist on season 3 of the Great Canadian Baking Show. I have a fantastic conversation with her. Check it out. Here's a small preview.
I have tried it. It's very time consuming.
Yeah, I
'Cause
can imagine.
each little dot has to dry before you add the next color in, so that it doesn't
Absolutely.
melt together.
But speaking of time consuming, do you feel like the pressure of the time you had on the show has that given you a crunch on your baking? Pun intended, I guess, or unintended. But is your baking sped up now that you've finished that show, or you've kind of just went back to how you used to do things?
It has sped up. Like I had mentioned earlier, I was gifted a stand mixer following the show by my hubby, because he said, well, if you use it on the show and it makes it easier, you should just use it at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay. So we have a stand mixer now. So in a lot of senses, it has sped up, but there are certain recipes where you can't speed up the process. It has to be done slow and meticulous. And that's just the way it is. Like sourdough, it takes me 72 hours to make 2 loaves of sourdough bread.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long process, but it's well worth it.
Absolutely, especially when you get that reception from the people that are eating it and they like it, and obviously you did well since you ended up being the last 3, so I can only imagine how well it tastes.
Alright, that's just a small clip of my conversation with finalist of season 3, the Great Canadian Baking Show, Jodi Robson. The whole episode is airing this Monday. You can catch it at checknews.ca/podcast and click on Our Native Land and download it wherever you get your podcasts. A reminder, all of our guests are featured on our YouTube channel as well at 7 p.m. every Monday Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for watching, listening, supporting, and downloading Our Native Land.